Welcome back to Greg Mitchell Field as we're about ready for the second part of our doubleheader. Lady Vikings won the first game over Mid-American Nazarene, 1-0. And in this one, another big meeting. 17th ranked Mid-American Nazarene, 3-1 in conference play, 11-3-1 overall. And the Vikings are ranked 8th in the nation and they did defeat number 4 Oklahoma Wesleyan on Tuesday night. They're 2-1-1, 10-2-2 overall. So, James, another big match tonight.
It is. Of course, those rankings came out before that game against Oklahoma Wesleyan. So when they come out Tuesday, for when we're back here Tuesday night, they'll probably be up possibly in the top 5 if they can pull off this one tonight.
Vikings have scored 38 goals on the year. Josh Wells in that tonight. They've given up and have 34 assists, only given up 12 goals and 10 assists. Mid-American Nazarene, a team that can score as well.
So they got 29 goals, 27 assists, and Chris Ickerson, who's been the only goaltender for Mid-America, has given up 10 goals.
So here
and has, it looks like 8 shutouts as well. So, and Josh Wells has 6. So both keepers are possible to put up a clean sheet when possible.
Eriksson is from Sweden, and his counterpart, Josh Wells, from Kent, England. The Vikings in the purple, and the Pioneers in their white jerseys with the dark blue shorts and red numerals. The Alley won the first one today by the score of 1-0. Hidalgo with it for the Vikings, goes to midfield to Gomez. Kind of a good contrast between that white and the purple out there. Huh? It's easy to see tonight. We're underway in relatively good time at about 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Philip Fowler's manning the camera tonight after playing safety for the Vikings in the football win today over Evangel. Chaz Matty's here for his 4th sporting event. He started at Mizzou today, directed the first quarter of that television, and then hustled over here to do football and 2 soccer. James O'Sullivan, you were here early this morning.
I think I got to the football field about 10:30 to set up for that game.
Right after the homecoming parade, and you're still there. I was here early this morning for the Hall of Fame banquet. So this Monday morning, when everyone asks us, what'd you do this weekend, we can tell them we spent some time together, all of us, here at Greg Mitchell. But this is the final event. Vikings send one in. As Alexander, where's number 20? And he sends that one high and wide. If you take a look on live stream, you may notice some of the shots. You see the Malcolm Student Center for Life that is going up on the northeast part of the stadium. The Student Center should be open by this time next year. Josh Wells comes way out and sends it out behind the Viking bench. It's hustling down for the Pioneers was Nasko Kargayayev.
Yeah, I believe that Student Center is supposed to be finished by April or May of 2014, yep. So it's going up pretty quickly as well.
Kargayayev is from Minneapolis. And we thank Chad Jenkins, the Sports Information Director at Mid-American Nazarene, for sending us some pronunciations. We hope we get them all right, but appreciate it, Chad, for helping us out. Throw in coming for the Pioneers. We're just underway in the men's game. Women 1-2-1. And here comes a throw in. And they'll send it in. It gets by one of the Vikings, but right to Josh Wells. Josh will swing it out to the right side and try to get it up to Raul Benet, and it goes out. Now the ball back in play, and the Pioneers have it in their own end. Send one in left side. Back to the middle. It goes to Rivas.
The offside flag is up there.
Offside. And it's going to be the call.
No, that was very close.
Yeah, very close.
Luckily, Wells came off his line and would have made that save, as he practically did anyway, because by the time that whistle went, the play was kind of already ended.
Ninkoff to the middle of the field for Jimenez for the Vikings, and he'll give it off to Hidalgo. Vikings in control in their own end, just underway. Off to the left side, and he'll work it there to Munar. And back to the middle, now the Vikings. Bonet with it. Sends it to Alexander. Alexander, very strong leg. Brings it back to the middle, fires in with that left leg, and he sends it wide right. He's not afraid to try to put it on goal from 25 yards out, is he? He's got a strong leg.
He'll do it from any angle on the field as well. So you never know. You could get a deflection or something either way. And
Vikings' leading goal scorer is Ferraro with 6. Or excuse me, Nicholas Alexander has 9. Then Ferraro has 6. And a push against Jeremy Coffey. So the Vikings will have possession at midfield, send it all the way back to Wells. Josh comes out about 30 yards out, take care of that one. And they'll work the right side with the Vikings. We're in their purple tonight instead of their orange, which they have worn most of the year.
Yeah, they played Tuesday. They probably had to get those washed so they can wear them again next week.
Nice long sleeve jerseys tonight, wearing the purple on a cool evening here in Marshall. Here's Alexander, tries to beat his man, and can't, and it goes out. Get it, Erickson in goal for the Pioneers. We're just underway, no score. Decent crowd here, a lot of folks in the middle section of the stands. And a huge crowd for the football game today. All right, the Pioneers try to get something going. Vikings are back defensively. Now there's a fight for possession at midfield. And it's going to be run down by the Pioneers. Pioneers will send it to the middle. Give it off to their right side. There's the left foot, back to the middle. Good job, and the Vikings had it, but still controlled by Mid-America. Now the Vikings finally do take control. Navarro Beltran, young man out of Chile, had it for a moment. Now Alexander is tripped at midfield. And the Vikings will have it. Hidalgo quickly gives it off to Munar. Munar back to Ferraro. To Munar. Now they'll work to the right side. Send one in for Gomez. Gomez can't keep up with it, and it'll go down to Erickson. He'll get it out of there and send it all the way to midfield. 38 minutes to go. Scoreless first half. Vikings on the attack. Bonet gives it back. Gets it right back on that left side. For Tuminar. Now Alcaraz with it. Back to the middle, it goes to Munar. Ferraro on the left side. To the middle to Gomez. Gomez right in front of the Mid-American Nazarene bench. They keep it in play. Just Gomez somehow. And now whistle, stops play. I don't know how they kept that in play there.
A great play by Gomez to keep that one in, but then he does it with too much and pulling the jersey, gets called for the foul.
Frenchie Norrest, number 5. I think Aurelian's his real name. They call him Frenchie, so we'll call him Frenchie as well. Frenchie Norrest. He is out of France, and it makes sense why they call him Frenchie.
Might just be a little bit easier for all of us trying to do it.
There's a few players from different countries in this match tonight. In fact, if we look at the Pioneer roster, you're looking at Israel, Sweden, France, Brazil, Chile, and for the Vikings, you're looking at England, Mexico, Brazil, Spain, Serbia, England,
Greece.
Okay. So kind of an international flavor to this game tonight.
All the Vikings are international, so of course you're going to see some with them.
Then back it comes to Ninkov. Ninkov is out of Serbia. Our coach, Lottie Simic, is from Serbia. The coach of the Pioneers is Kevin Wardlow. Munoz to Ferraro. Back to Munoz at midfield. 36 minutes to go in the first half. No score. Viking women won 1-0. Hidalgo tries to slip it through the defense. It's headed by Jimenez. Jimenez gets it to Gomez. And a whistle.
Yeah, it looks like they call that for offsides.
Yeah. Neither team has had much in the way of any offense in the first 10 minutes, as far as shots on goal. Erickson wearing that bright yellow jersey tonight. And in the bright fluorescent green, Josh Wells. Off the chest of Jimenez. Vikings push it to Alexander. Alexander tries to chase it down on the far side. Vikings still have possession of it. And there's a battle for it on the far side, and that is between Lucas Machado for the Pioneers and Hidalgo. Possession goes to the Pioneers. And that is Taylor Esparza. He's from Olathe, Kansas. Defenseman, senior, 5'11", 164.
So that shot got knocked away at the last second by, might have been Alvarez on that back line.
So, it'll be a corner kick. And I believe that's going to be Eddie Morales. Here's Eddie's kick. Sends it to the middle. It's headed away. And now the Vikings will have control. They try to bring it up the right side. And it goes out. It'll be Viking possession. We're down to the 33-minute mark, first half. No score. My little heater doesn't put out a lot of heat.
Is that enough for you?
But enough. What do you expect for $15? Ferraro down in front of us, some of the fans chanting. Hidalgo gives it back to the middle. Now they'll start to work the right side of Munar. Sends it in, trying to get it to Bonet, and it's headed away by one of the Pioneers. And that is Morales. Sends it to midfield, where Munar had it for a moment. Ferraro to Bonet. Back to the middle to Hidalgo, who gives it off to Oliveira. Andre Oliveira out of Brazil. He's in the back line along with Ninkov. Ninkov to midfield. Pushes it up with the left foot. Gets it to Gomez. Tried to get it back. He's hands it to Jimenez. Jimenez to Ferraro. Vikings still in control. Munar with it. Munar hits it off of one of the Pioneers. That was right off of Jeremy Coffey. And now the Pioneers take control on the far side. They'll try to bring it in the middle. The Vikings knock it away. And it looks like Morales will have the throw in for the Pioneers. 32 minutes, first half, no score. So Morales will have the throw in on the far side. Glad you're watching on live stream. Here's the throw in. It's headed. Vikings try to clear it out. Ball still loose in front. Knocked, hits one of the Vikings now, but the Pioneers keep the pressure on. Now they'll send it to their right side, try to center it. Knocked away by one of the Vikings.
Oh, they're saying it's a
They're gonna
handball in
say
the
a
box
handball
by
on
Gomez.
Gomez didn't think so. He thought it hit him in the chest, but he's called for a handball in the box.
Yeah. Looked like Gomez just kind of had his arms against his body and
I thought he did.
jumped up to block
because
it.
he kind of even shrugged, put his shoulders back like, hey, I can't touch that, but they're going to rule that a handball in the box.
Now he's trying to explain his case, but the ref's just kind of waving him off there.
Munar holding on the ball, but now this is going to be Eddie Morales out of Riverside, California. One-on-one with Josh Wells from 13 yards out. Morales and Wells. You got to guess right. Here's Morales. Oh, and Wells guessed right. And this time it is they get it. Wells guessed right to begin with. But then
Norris.
The goal, who was that? Was that
I
Norris?
think it was Norris.
Frenchie Norris, who gets the goal. So Wells guessed right, but on the deflection, Frenchie Norris put it in. So the Vikings kind of questioned that call, but nonetheless, good job by Wells, but then Norris put it in. 1-0, Mid-American Nazarene.
Yeah, looking at the official talking to the Viking bench, looked like he was saying that the Gomez kind of threw his shoulder into it when he was jumping up in the air to make that call.
That is the 4th goal of the year by Frenchie Norris.
And nothing Wells could do about that one. He made a great save there on the penalty kick.
Save.
But Norris is, I believe it was Vararo. He beat off the line coming in to get that rebound.
And Josh was lying on the turf. Nothing he could do.
Yeah, he dove out. He couldn't get up in time. And Norris sent it to that far post nicely.
So 1-0 Mid-American Nazarene at the 31-minute mark, actually.
Almost like that was a set play. I'm going to purposely put it off his hand so I can get him on the ground.
Morales shoots in front. Nobody home as that one goes sailing in front of the goal mouth. Pioneers try to keep it alive. And now a little push by one of the Pioneers, and the Vikings are going to get possession of this. That push is called against but that ball is going to be pushed against Nasko Karagyayev.
Yeah, there's not many ways you can beat Josh Wells, but one of them is if you get him to just punch one out and follow up his shot, you can get a rebound every once in a while.
So now it's off to Beltran. Beltran working that right side. Sends it in front. Ball tipped high in front of the goal, now headed away. But the Pioneers again trying to keep the pressure on here. They'll send it back in. Viking defenders trying to clear it out of there. Now they do get possession of it. And send it up there right side. Alexander waits for it. Here he comes across midfield. Still with the dribble. Still bringing it in the right side. Now he's going to bring it in. It's knocked away by one of the Pioneers. 29 minutes to go. First half, 1-0.
Yeah, try to find Gomez. He was going right down the middle of the field, but that one got blocked at the defense.
And here come the Pioneers. Good job by knocked it away by Ninkoff. Back and forth we go. Fast-paced action. This one will go out right in front of the Valley bench, where Rivas will leave it for. Rivas is going to leave it for Morales. So Frenchie Norris with the goal. If Morales throwing it in, trying to get it into that right corner, Vikings will take it away. Whistle stops play. 28 and a half minutes to go in the first half, but the Pioneers have a 1-0 lead. Josh Wells in goal, sends it all the way to midfield, where Alexander takes it off the chest and will give it off to Hidalgo. Hidalgo off to comes to Alexander. Alexander working middle of the field, still with the left foot. He's tripped. He goes down, and Vikings will have it.
Yeah, these past 2 games, Alexander's had to do everything he can by cutting towards the middle or whatever to get a little bit of space. Because now everybody inside conference and now everybody outside knows how good he can be.
And, boy, he has a strong, strong leg. All right, Viking possession. And it's going to be Munar. Here they send it in. Punched away by Erickson. Vikings still possession of. Rifle another one in. This one goes wide right. And
actually got deflected.
40 yards out.
Got deflected, so it'll be a corner kick for the Vikings here.
Well, the Vikes will get an opportunity here. And heading to the corner to do that is Munar. Munar with the right foot. Sends it in front. And it is headed and just over. What a play by Erickson. Wow. Someone with a header, and Erickson got a hand on that and just tipped it up over the crossbar.
He's glanced back. Wells is about at midfield. He had his hands on his head after that one. That was a great save by Erickson.
Now again they send it in. Here is Alexander winding up with the right foot, and he sends it wide left.
So they were trying to hide him outside of the pile, because you would think Alexander would be one to be inside to get a head on that.
So Alexander had a shot. Erickson sends it flying, and Vikings will have possession, I think. They will. Here comes Valley. They trail by a goal, tried to get it through the middle, but Jimenez couldn't get possession of it. The Pioneers bring it back. Good footwork there by Beltran. Gomez keeps the heat on him. They'll send it to midfield. Good push by one of the Vikings and got away with it. And jumping off the MidAm bench was Kevin Wardlord, the assistant coach. It may have been Matt Gow. They weren't happy about that at all. Now as a trip, looks like the Vikings will give up possession here.
Got 25 minutes remaining now in this first half.
25 minutes remaining, and it's 1-0. Pioneers with a lead. They're going to send one through. Vikings are there defensively. Now here come the Vikes up the left side. Trying to push it up the left side. Trying to keep it in. Good job by Hidalgo. He sends it all the way out in front to Panay, but the defense was there and Panay couldn't catch up with it. So the Pioneers bring it the other way. Knocked away by Munar. Munar tight roping that sideline. Sends it all the way back for Josh Wells. Josh will send it over to the right side. Vikings trail by 1. Try to get it into Alexander. Can't do that. And Pioneers bring it the other way. Now they have it in midfield. Send it through. That is Morales. Morales, good footwork. Morales gets it to the middle. Shot on goal. Knocked away by Wells, and he pushes that one off to the right side.
Nice job by Wells to know where that attacking player was to punch it away from him.
But again, the Pioneers really putting the heat on the Vikings right now. Vikings trail 1-0 and try to bring it up the left side again. Ferraro has it knocked away from him, and they're going to rule possession to the Pioneers.
Pioneers did a great job early on in this first half to control possession and not really give the Vikings much offensively.
No, they really haven't much at all, had much at all offensively.
The one great attempt came off that corner kick and that great save by Erickson. But other than that, there's really been no shots at him.
Frenchie Norest sends it all the way down right into the Viking bench. So Vikes possession. 23 minutes in the first half. About 20 minutes to 9. Tuesday night, we weren't even started with the men's game yet.
I don't think so, no.
No. About 8:45 when we started the men's game the other night because of the overtimes. Here's Jimenez. Sends it far right side, and that one will go out. Giving chase over there was Diaz. He couldn't come up with it.
As Thiago Ferreira is at the sideline ready to check in. Surprised he was not starting tonight.
A young man from Brazil did not start tonight.
He's a key playmaker that can always seem to find Alexander.
Well, really a good job by the Pioneers through this first half, as you pointed out, keeping it away, keeping the Vikings away from it. Now Alexander will get to it in the corner. He's going to send it toward the middle. The Vikings will try to keep it alive there. Panay can't. Here's a shot and a score! Let's see who came up with that one. I believe we'll check out and see who that is in the corner. And I think it was Hidalgo who fired the shot. Was it Hidalgo?
It looks that way, yeah.
Wow, there was a crowd there, and he took that shot from about 30 yards out.
Yeah, I was about to say 30 yards probably.
And I think Erickson was probably screened out because I didn't even expect it. It wasn't a clean shot. And bam, it ends up in the net. We're tied at 1.
He was possibly screened, but that was a great shot. Just kind of hugged that post all the way in.
So the Vikings not having much offense, but they got what they needed there to tie this up at 1.
I know Hidalgo's going to check out of this game for Thiago Ferreira.
He says, hey, I get a goal and send me packing. Good job.
He probably wouldn't mind if he sits out the rest of the night because he ties the game up.
There we go. Gets his goal. 1-1.
That ball just kind of seemed like the
minutes.
Pioneers were trying to clear it out. Couldn't get far enough, and Hidalgo was just sitting 30 yards out waiting for it.
Exactly 22 minutes left in the first half. Vikings with it. Try to send it up. Here's Gomez. Gomez back to the middle. The Vikings looking to now take the lead as they've got the momentum. A little extra energy. Ferraro at midfield. Still working with it. Now the Pioneers try to knock it away. Good job by Beltran. Beltran right down below us with good footwork. Now sends it to the middle. Pioneers keep charge, and now it's going to go out. It should be Viking possession. It will be. Gomez and Rivas are there. Went off Rivas. Now this one is sent out, and again the Vikings will have possession. Vladi Simic yelling at his troops out there. Positioning his. Here they're going to send it in. Nobody home there. Goes all the way back to Erickson. 1-1 at the 20-minute mark of this first half. Good match, good clean match going on so far. Now the Pioneers send it in deep left. And that's going to go out. And the chants in the stands below us begin again. Hidalgo gives chase. Munar. But it comes to Beltran. Beltran working that right side. He'll center it. And it's headed away. The Pioneers keep the pressure on. Keep it in the Viking zone. Now it comes all the way out near midfield. But again, controlled by the Pioneers. Here they come again. They'll send it to the left side. Have a man there. Wells with a heck of a save. Wow. That shot was taken from the left side. And that was Machado. And he put it in. Wells guessed the angle right and knocked it away.
And there wasn't much time as he was pretty close on. Wells, there's a great reaction time to be able to punch that one out.
So remain tied at 1. Vikings will bring Harris into the game. Juan Carlos Harris at the first opportunity here. He is standing down there waiting to come in. Here's the throw in, and now a tripping penalty.
Yeah,
Vikings will have possession.
that's at least the third save by Wells that they're guaranteed would have been in the net.
Boy, that was a heck of a save. Ferraro. Munar. Gomez. Ferraro sends it into the MidAm, Mid-America.
And Ferraro's slow getting up.
Yeah, he's still down right in front of the Viking bench.
So it looked like when he sent that one up, he kind of, his follow-through might have caught a Pioneer leg, so he kind of might twist that ankle or jam that ankle against the leg, so he went down. And now after that handball and the Pioneers play is stopped, the Vikings will get a free kick, only 35 yards out now.
And they're still working on him in front of the Viking bench.
As Juan Carlos Jerez is waiting to come in, they might allow him to do so with this injury to Ferraro.
Well, Ferraro's up.
I think they just kind of slid him off towards the sideline, but he's still sitting down on that right in front of the Viking bench this time.
They just moved him off the field.
He was only 2 feet on, so they just
drag yourself off the field. Let's go. All right, kick from about 35 out. Munar will do that.
It looks like Alvaria is kind of getting some treatment on his leg very quickly on that sideline.
Here's Munar's kick, floats it in, and right to Erickson. Oliveria. Back on the field. We're tied at 1 as we are down to the 18-minute mark of the first half. Big conference match here. They're all big this time of year. Alexander tries to center it, headed away by one of the Pioneers. Did a nice job in there, and I think that was Norris.
Yeah, that was going right to Thiago Ferreira. He would have been easily able to head that one in.
So a corner kick coming for Valley. Munar's over there. He'll send it in, and it's knocked away. Munar runs and chases it down. Now sends it back. He'll send it in again. Oh, a little bicycle type kick, but right to Erickson. Good athletic play by Jimenez. But Erickson wasn't fooled by that. 17 minutes to go first half, tied at 1. Alexander runs down trying to get possession of that one. Vikes have it. Now back to the Pioneers. On the far side, Pioneers in control. Vikings trying to take it away. Now they'll send it in. Vikes are back there, no problem. Jerez is there and gives it back to Wells. Wells will send it to midfield now. 1-1 is our score. It's been a busy day of sports. Viking football team won 31-14 over Evangel. Had to score 31 points in the second half. Evangel led the game 7-0 at the break. Vikes won at 31-14. Quarterback Bruce Reyes was injured in the first half, came back in the second half. Vikings had 411 yards of offense and with sacks, held Evangel to -6 yards rushing and only 171 total yards, but 2 long pass plays, the 2 touchdowns. Yeah, those folks listening for
replay of the save.
For Mid-America Nazarene. For Mid-America Nazarene, your team lost. Well, they had a. You saw that on live stream. We just had a nice replay of that save by Josh Wells. I mean, he went diving out there. That was a heck of a play.
Look back and find any of the 3 saves, even that penalty kick. They even Man, nice diving stop on.
Heck of a play. That was a heck. When you see it on the replay, that's one heck of a save.
I feel like we can slow it down to about 50% or.
Wow, that was nice. Back to Erickson. But Mid-America Pioneers in football rally came a little short. They were down big at Benedictine, but then lost 45-40. How about Mid-America Nazarene football team? They've had one home game so far this year. And that was last week at homecoming against Peru, and they lost in double overtime. That's their only home game of the year. What a schedule that is from the conference, huh?
Yeah, you would think they'd have some more coming up than end the year.
Well, yeah, but the conference, I mean, if you're the conference, you look at that schedule and you go, well, this can't work. All right, here comes the offside on the Pioneers in this 1-1 contest. Josh Wells goes back. Just into Munar. And Munar will give it over to Jimenez. Jimenez back to Harris. To Munar. Now Bonet. All in on the Viking side of the field. Vikings trying to set something up with 13:40 to go in the first half. Philip Fowler running our camera tonight for Chaz Matty's crew. Philip is safety on the football team and over here helping us tonight. James O'Sullivan, part of the volleyball team. We'll have the second half of this one. Here come the Vikings up the right side. And they get it back to the middle. Shot. Oh, what a save by Erickson. Got it back to the middle to Ferrara, and Erickson was in the right place at the right time. Was that Gomez streaking up that right side?
I'm not sure who sent it over. You saw Alexander on this near side. You thought a cross was coming all the way. I was thinking they were going to send it all the way across to Alexander, and then he just flips it back to Ferrara there. A great save there by Erickson to keep this one up tied at 1.
I think it was Gomez heading up that right side. Boy, he had some speed. Now Alexander trying to take it away. But he can't control it from one of the Pioneers. Jelani Gillo. Gillo wears number 20. Pretty good match. Obviously in the both nationally ranked. Here come the Vikings as they take it away. 12 minutes to go in the first half, 1-1. Now to midfield. Off to Benet. Benet to Alexander on that left side. He got that strong left leg, and he's trying to get around the defenseman. Now stops in the corner. Tries to go right through his legs with it. Taken away by the Pioneers. Good job by the Pioneers. Good job there. Tight-roping that sideline, sending it back in. And the Vikings have to hustle back, as going after that was Morales.
Yeah, Pioneers played great defense. You can see they're saying they're not going to let Alexander be the one to beat him tonight.
Pioneers in their own end. They send it back to Stefan Philippe. All the way into the Viking end for her Harris. Harris working one-on-one against Morales. Now the Vikings have control. Munar gives it all the way back to Josh Wells at the 11-minute mark of the first half. Tied at 1. Here's Wells. He'll send it to midfield. Fight for position there. I believe it's Philippe with it. Off to the right side. Taken away by the Vikings. They'll send it up. Ooh, and they're offside.
Ferraro was about 2 steps.
Yeah, Ferraro was waiting. He waited as long as he could, but he was offside. Here's that shot, and a good save by Erickson on our replay, if you're watching on live stream, of course, where Ferraro took a good shot. And Erickson, hey, we've got replays from football this afternoon. And Replays from the soccer match tonight. That would be a good sport. Combine soccer and football. Huh? I don't know. We could figure out how to do it. Combine the two sports. Exactly 10 minutes to go, and we're tied at 1. It's been a long day. Chaz Matty was up early this morning in Columbia, worked the first quarter and a half of directed the first quarter and a half. Mizzou, Florida, then rushed over here to do our games, 3 games. James O'Sullivan's been in this booth since 10 o'clock this morning. We had the Hall of Fame banquet plus 3 games today. Philip Fowler running the camera, played a football game, and now he's over here working. So we even had some of the alumni working the camera for a while today.
Hey, I tried to get other ones. I guess left before we could grab them.
Yeah, we had a couple other alums we were trying to get to, but they'd already taken off.
And Naylor Lawrence, who worked that women's game, also worked the football game. So she had a busy day as well.
And she had to run to work to another job by 9 o'clock tonight. So been a long day. All part of being a Mass Comm student at Missouri Valley, or an instructor. All right, well, we enjoy it. Makes for short weekends. We're tied at 1. 8:48 to go in this first half. Alexander has it left side, sends it in the middle, whiffed on by one of the Pioneers, but now they do get control of it. Send it all the way past midfield. Vikings are back defensively. It'll go to Harris. Brings it up the left side. He'll send it in all the way back across, and offside's going to be called, and they're going to whistle that on Ferrara again.
Now Declan Price is ready to check in, and you thought Gomez had some speed going down with the ball. Price is probably twice as fast.
Declan. Where's number 14? He is out of Coventry, England. 7:59 first half. 1-1 tie. Bonet at midfield. Gives it to Alexander on the left side. Alexander back to midfield. Now to Bonet. Vikings doing a good job here. Jimenez. And try to spread the floor, spread the field. Now they'll try to get to Alexander. He gets ahead of the defenseman. Ball loose. Alexander gets a foot on it, sends it out to the middle, and it's knocked away by Mid-America.
Yeah, good idea by Alexander, as he really didn't have much of an angle on that one. Tries to give it off, but Pioneers have about 3 guys racing back at once to knock that one away.
So Alexander will come out, and here comes Mr. Price. Instant energy. Declan Price. He will fly up and down that sideline.
Just playing his run perfectly on a through ball, and he'll be gone.
Harris gets it off to Munar. Back to the middle. 6:52 remaining in the first half. Tied at 1. James will have the second half for you. We'll try to warm Philip Fowler up. Here come the Vikings. Here's a shot off the right side. Vikings had a shot at there as they came in from the right side. And Erickson will put it back in play. And Erickson sends it to about midfield. Now the Vikings with possession, trying to get it again to Declan Price. Declan Price races up the left side, tries to keep it in play, and they're going to give possession to the Pioneers.
His Price slipped when he was ready to make his break.
Well, there's that shot that was taken, and it was just off the right side.
Yeah, Price's reaction, almost like, why didn't you cross over to me?
All right, here come the Pioneers. The Vikings now been a little more aggressive in this last few minutes. We're down to 5.5 minutes of the first half. Here come the Vikes again. They try to get it to Price. They get it to him in the middle. His shot is going to be deflected, and it goes over the head of Erickson into the net. That That deflected off one of the Pioneers and then just kind of looped over the head of Erickson into the net.
I'm not sure if Erickson just thought maybe that was going to go wide either way, or
he didn't move.
Did he just get caught in his tracks there as he was not expecting that to be deflected?
He did not move. It was deflected, and it just went right over his head into the net.
Yeah, you talk about the instant energy from Price coming into the game. He gives him the lead.
And you can see on the replay a very disgusted reaction from Erickson after that went into the net. 2-1 Valley, late first half.
It's never a bad idea to fire one on net. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They always say that in overtime of any sport. Hey, fire it on net.
Throw it in there and see what happens.
Do it throughout the game. You never know what's going to happen.
There were some saves made in this contest, and that didn't appear to be the most difficult, but it just misplayed. Or Erickson just did not see it well, or the deflection, whatever it was, but Price gets his goal. Good call by Vlade Simic to bring him into the game, and it's 2-1 now, 4:55 to go.
That's only the second goal for Declan Price of the season.
Wow, really? I think last year he had a few more, but he can spark a team.
He seems to kick in probably once a game or maybe twice late. You'll see him a lot, like late second half.
Oh, over the top. Wells went for it. He was not going to get that, but that went over the top of the crossbar, right upper corner, and that was close. But he did not get it. Here's the replay of it, and Josh went up, but he wasn't going to get to that, and it just sailed over.
Yeah, well, it's probably a good thing that thing went just high and wide. Otherwise, it's tied at 2.
So 2-1 as the Vikings have the lead now. Here's Bonet down the middle. Bonet's going to take one. That was knocked away, but it comes right back to Jimenez. Jimenez will send it off to the right side as we wind down this first half. Back into to Ninkoff. Here come the Vikings again. Good defense. To Erickson. Boy, the defender almost left that one for Ferraro, but got it back to Erickson. We're down to 3:24 first half, 2-1 Valley. Vikings working up the right side. But now the Pioneers are back, and they get it to Erickson again. Declan Price was right in front of him. Make sure that he made a good play on that. Now the Vikings will give it back to Wells, and Wells going to send it to midfield. Ball is loose there. It's going to be possession to the Pioneers. 2:48 first half. We'll take a break at the half, and James O'Sullivan will have the second half for you. Try to warm Philip Fowler up. We can go another half. And here, Josh Wells comes up in a crowd. Good job by Josh. Goes up in a crowd and grabs that.
So he came 17 yards off his line.
Yeah.
Just inside that box.
And Josh helps his teammate up. Gets up a little gingerly. I think that is Oliveria. And Josh sends it deep into Mid-American territory. Harris kicks it back to Wells again. Under 2 minutes to go. First half, 2-1 Valley. Big conference matchup to really wrap up the homecoming activities. Viking possession. Give it to midfield. That's Ferrara with it. Now working that right side. And we're going to have an offside on Valley.
It looked like it was Diaz was called for the offsides on that one.
2-1 Valley. We're on to 1:20 to go in the first half. Go make friends with some of the Mid-America Pioneer women are eating pizza down below us. Go down there at halftime, see if we can. Maybe they won't notice. We'll just move on in.
I was thinking the same thing right there. I think there's still some cookies up here though for us.
Oh yeah, I've had enough of those. I'm turning into cookie dough. There's Ferrara trying to give chase, and Erickson comes way out for it. And he'll work it off to the right side. We're down to 40 seconds to go. First half, good match. Vikings now just want to play keep away. Let's see if they get one more run at it here. Here they come. About 30 seconds to go. Try to get it back to middle to Ferrara. The Pioneers are able to get control. Now Oliveria takes over at midfield. We're down to 20 seconds to go in the half. Good job by Bonet. Bonet weaving his way through traffic in the middle. Still with a foot on it. Bonet turns and he fires, and Erickson makes the play. Nice job by Bonet, though. Wow.
A great individual effort. Mike is way just a bit too long to take that one.
And that's it. We're at the half. We're going to take a break. Come back in about 15 minutes for an exciting second half. It's 2-1. Valley with a lead over the Pioneers of Mid-America Nazarene.